One good question I got is, what sort of documents do I have to gather for bankruptcy? This is a great question. We normally, and the way our firm works is when a client signs up, we give them a list of everything that they're going to need to provide us. Now, of course, there's unique situations. For example, let's say you have an extra car or extra piece of real estate, something. There may be additional documentation that you need to provide us for your unique situation. But normally people need to provide us real estate documents. If you own a house, we need the real estate documents. If you own a car, we need the purchase documents, the insurance documents, whatever you have. Of course, I don't need maintenance records. Who cares about that as long as the car's running? But if you have a title, or if you have a registration, if you have insurance on it, I need to know all that or see the documents. Then we want to know about, how much do you pay for electric? How much do you putting gas in the car? I want to see all this stuff. So we ask you for a comprehensive list: driver's license, social security card, tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements. Those are the big three: the bank statements, tax returns, and pay stubs. If you can get those, everything else kind of comes in monthly. So we're pretty good about keeping records, because most people don't walk in the door and say, I need to file bankruptcy like right today. It's almost impossible to do based upon all the record requirements that you have and that I have to have, so that I can verify everything is true and correct when you're signing it. So that's really important, that we get all this information up front in there. So yes, for some people it's taxing. For other people it's not so taxing, because they keep constant records of everything that's going on. But it is a lot of documentation, and there's no doubt about it. The good part is, by having all the documentation all ready to go, everything you can say is justified. In other words, you say, you give me 6 months of electric bills, and the average monthly electric bill is $200. Boom, there it is. I've got it. How much do you earn? Here's all my pay stubs. What did you make last year? Here's all my tax returns. So all the information is readily available if we have an audit. And audits do happen. The U.S. trustee has to audit cases. So they might pick yours by random, or they might pick yours for a reason. And then they say, all right, Mr. Delutri, here, we're doing an audit. I need all this stuff. Well, if I've already got it, I just shoot out the email to them. If I don't have something that they request, maybe a bizarre document or something from a corporation you closed a year or so ago, excuse me, then I'll get it for them. And I'll transfer that document to them as quickly as possible, so they have all the information to verify that you're telling the truth. And that's really what it's all about. Is your documentation matching what you're saying in your bankruptcy petition and schedules? As long as those two things match, the audit's pretty much over. They're just verifying that everything you said is true and correct. And you do that through documentation. That's pretty much the same thing we do. We want to make sure that when you're signing these schedules and this petition, bankruptcy petition and schedules is formal terminology for what the documents are called, that you're doing it under penalty of perjury and you're doing it right. That's part of what I have to do for you. So it's a great question. It's from Shelley in Naples. And Shelley, I just want to say thank you. That's something we don't normally cover on the show, and I appreciate the question, because a lot of people are under the misconception that, oh, my bankruptcy, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to get started, and we handle it from the day they walk in the door. But if you're asking a question like in a forum like this show, it's something I would normally wouldn't talk about, so I appreciate it.